started with the Secret Sweetheart swap. I had not received my swap, but I received a rack to my surprise from Shraddha, which was a small one, but that really touched me, and I wanted to really do something special for her. So I thought an attempt to a mini album would be apt. As for the album, as I said, it's all scraps, but to be themed as such, it's swirly with lots of flourish. And I have inked them way too much to give the soiled old look. So let me just show you around. These are the pages made out of those policy envelopes. These are the kind of envelopes that I use. You could use anything. To bind them up, I used a cardboard from a carton, and to hold these pages together I have used the tacky tape, which is really good. You can be safe and secure. So okay, as I said, this is the Stampin' Up DP that I used to cover this. I don't know if you can see it. I have embossed it with golden embossing powder. As I said, it's a lot of swirls and flourishes, so I use this sticker that I received from Banu. This is a ribbon I received, or I don't know if it was from my stash. Actually, I wanted to use those binder rings, but since I did not have them then, I had to use something to give it a backing. Hence, I just used the paper that I had picked up from Time Out. This is the handmade paper, a love yellow. I used doily that I received from Maria Castillo during my secret sweetie swap. A bead that I had ripped off from an old sari. To be precise, it was from my wedding trousseau. And this that you see, it's the foil cup for the chocolava cake from the Domino's. I retained that cup, thought would use it someday, because I just scooped out the center part and rolled it flat. So that kind of made a frame to mat this up. This is the flourish I cut with the Sizzix die cut that I have, and this is the scalloped circle from Nestabilities. This is a chipboard alphabet. Since it's for Shraddha, so I just use the S on it. And this is the shirt clips. I really have lots of them, and I have used many such shirt clips. I would show you as I take you through. So that's about it on the outer side. So let's see inside if it's clear. Okay, here's the first tag. Either I have used the negatives and saved the positives, or use the positives and save the negatives for some future projects. So it's making use of scraps basically. That's the first tag. She could use it to tuck in some tags or some photos or anything of such. This is the second page. I have a tag here, and I have done a bit of the similar golden embossing with the golden powder. Doesn't it look very soiled and old? I love it. Here's the space for journaling, and these are the Stampin' Up DPs. This was the first rack that I had received from Banu. So it's two ways. You have the front and the back. These are the two papers that I mainly use, so I could use it alternatively. I think this is something that I retained from some tag, I don't remember which. Okay, I'll show you that in a bit. This was the negative of acetate that I used on Shalini's Scrappy Challenge. So I had retained that too, thought I could use it somewhere. Okay, so maybe if she could just use it for tucking in something there. So that's it. Here's another tag. I wanted this to be a set of tags, use it as an embellishment instead. And again, I have some lines for journaling here. I don't have the sponge, but I use my crocodile to trim the ends. I used the fancy tags. There's maybe parchment paper or something of that sorts. Again, some space for journaling. As I said, lot of scraps. So this is the trim. So coming to our next tag, let me show it to you. Okay, here it is. This was the punch that I received from Banu as a rack again. And can you see the stamping? I just love this. This was the last minute pickup that I picked up from Mansi initially. I know many girls were eyeing it, but I picked it up at the right time. So these are some embellishments that I got with the card making kit that I picked up initially on this. Okay, this is again the part of paper from the same card making kit. This is again some swirl stickers. I love the stamp. Okay, again a space for journaling. Okay, let me not forget this. The set of tags I said. This is again a shirt clip that I used. This is the shirt clip. It's a small book. I did a little bit of embossing, golden embossing here. Again, ink the pages to make it look old and stamp those swirls again as it's swirly themed. So this was the first embossing that I tried, which did not turn out well, but still I retained it to use it someday. So got a chance. It's not that clearly visible. And with all the inking done, it makes it look old and nice. So I've just inked to give it some borders. Okay, this had fallen off. This is again a small set of tags. Maybe she could use it to record some dates or some sentiments or some thoughts. Which you would find apt with what she fills the album with. These were some die-cut butterflies I received from Jaya. Used twine to make the antennae, but stands out in a wrong direction most of the time. Again, some flourish stamping here. I've left it blank for her to use it. Okay, it's the cup of that chocolate coated wafers or something. So I had retained that. I used it as a flower embellishment and used a small flower. And this is thermocol balls. I love this flourish. Isn't it cute? It's a simple tag using the negative as a stencil. Some bow punches. Space for journaling. Okay. Let's pull out these tags for you. These are some small tags. Again, this was some embellishment I had received with the card making kit. I don't know what they would use that for. I just used it to make my tags. So that's it. Lots of tags. I love this too. The last minute pickup from Mansi. I don't remember what they call it. Let me find that out for you. Okay, this is the one. It's the circles and dots. This is the stamp. So this is it. And I have embossed it too with white embossing powder. Sponged some ink on it to make it look old, but it looks good. And here's the embossing of a flourish too. And this was the embellishment I received in that card making kit. It was square. I just cut them through and used it like a tag. These are the papers. Here's all stamping of the flourishes. This is another some set of tags that I used. A small booklet where she could just record something important for her, held with this shirt clip. just a DG ticket. God bless you. Again some tags with some shirt clips. Inked it way too much. Loved it. Again, it's a flourish die cut. These were the butterflies again that I had received from Maria Castello. This is again the fancy die cut on the parchment paper or whatever that is called. This is for the tags, they're all cardstocks from Fabriano. I love this piece. It looks good. So used it this way. She could do some matting on it, maybe journaling or a photograph or whatever she chooses. So there's a tag here. Those big size flowers from Itsy Bitsy. These are small sized ones. And this is some stamping again. I love this. It looks good with this journaling and this flourish sticker and a small flower. As I said, for the pages I had used the tacky tape. I did not want to throw away the protective layer too, so I retained it and just adhered it at the ends over here, so maybe she could use it to tuck in some photographs or journaling. The last page. Finally, let me pull out the stack for you. Inked it way too much, so it looks good. And the flourish embossing with the ink sponged on it gives a nice feel. The circles and dots again. I love it. I have it, girls. Okay, this is a handmade flower with the scallop circle die cut. I just used the twine and inked them a bit. The Itsy Bitsy flower to center it. I've used lace that was just lying around since so many years. Never used it, so I thought it's best to use them here. I have these small tags. I love these tassels, so I have many of them. Would surely use it. Keep using it. I love the small tag. It's very simple and nice with just some inking and no stamping as such. I have used the corner punch, so she could just use something teeny tiny to be inserted. And I made the small paper button. I just punched a circle and just used them here. This is how it looks. Okay, so that's about it. This is the last page, which is adhered to the cardboard from the cartoon. Some flourish again, the protective layer. There's the last tag. Oh, okay, there are two. To you from me, so that's the last page. Used a part of the doily, again the protective layer. So I just stamped. I did not want to just let it be this way with those mouth opening. So I wanted to hold them together with something. I used some potpourri flower petals and leaves on it and some flourishes and inked it. This is a cardstock holder that I have made. So I hope you like it.